Hello YouTube. So, I recently found a Strixhaven set booster box at a local retailer for about 81 euros, and at that price point I couldn't resist. I'm very rarely opening boxes, but this time I really felt like, yeah, this is gonna get my money back at least. And I also really like Strixhaven. I have a few decks that's centered around Strixhaven. Every time I build a deck I try to include as many mythical archives as possible. So this would be a great way to increase some of the mythical archives that I'm going to use in my decks. There's two mythical archives I'm really looking for. I have a foil Defense Protection, and I have basically all other foil for my Hinata / Kaikar modular Jeskai deck, and so I'm really hoping for Time Warp foil and either Defense Protection and or Demonic Tutor, because yeah, those are really cool. I really like those. So yeah. And opening this box is basically deciding what Strixhaven Precon I'm going to upgrade. I recently built a Cat Kento Naya treasure tokens kind of deck, based around New Capenna Precon, and that deck was a lot of fun to build and a lot of fun to play, and also kind of keeps the power level down because I limit myself to sets or cards from the main set and the commander set, so the pool of cards are pretty low and the budget is pretty low as well. I think it's about $100, I think, the deck itself, and I really would like to do that with Strixhaven as well. So I'm leaning, I don't really like the Izzet because I have most of the Izzet stuff in my Jeskai deck or my Kaikar deck. And I don't really like the Simic deck because I kind of have that as well. I have a Ooze tribal deck and I don't really like green, so that kind of goes away anyway. So it's either Orso, Silver Quill or Lorehold Boros. That's going to build that as based on kind of what kind of the dragon, which dragon, if I pull a dragon, and basically if I can put together the rest of the cards that I kind of want from the main set into the commander deck. There we have another card, a Hoffrey. It's an interesting card. I really like it. It's kind of strong. It's kind of nombo with Osgir though, because Osgir wants the creature to end up in graveyards. Hoffrey is creating spirit tokens out of them, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I see something about maybe turning that's like a 4-card combo with liquid metal coating, turning something into an artifact, doing some control magic, like untapping control magic and then sacrificing it to make a spirit out of it. That could be something, but I think that's spreading the deck a bit thin. Although I think I'm going to run it because it's flavor-wise. This is flavor's full hit in Strixhaven, it's a professor and stuff, so yeah, for sure I'm going to run it in the Osgir deck. here's a pretty slow segment of the box. No real pulls, some nice uncommons, some playable uncommons at least, but nothing really of value. And I think that the set has a few really decent uncommons, or like commander at least, and I think that over time I think this deck set will be remembered as a pretty nice set. It has a lot of flavor to it, it has cool dragons, it has those mythical archives frames that some people like. I really love them, and some people maybe not so much. But they're really kind of sort of a bling thing, like if you can get enough of them, and they're instant and sorceries as well, so they have some super viable cards like Path to Exile, you have Teferi's Protection, you have like Lightning Bolt. It's not super played in Commander, but it's still a super nice card. You have cards like Counterspell, you have things like Opt and Lightning Helix, I think, yeah. So you have a few like really nice cards that goes into a lot of decks. Chaos Warp, of course, Time Warp, Demonic Tutor, of course, and all those super fancy cards. But yeah, I think the set over time will be remembered. I had some doubts when they announced it. I was thinking too much about maybe a Harry Potter themed set that would be kind of childish or whatever. It kind of is, but I think they pulled it off super well, making all the schools super like flavorful and super like having a mechanic to it that's interesting. Maybe not Witherbloom, like Golgari dying stuff is not really something new or interesting, but it's I like the flavor of it, like witches that kind of nature oriented. And then we have the Prismari. It's not either, that's not super interesting either. It's Spellslinger. Is it Spellslinger? It's been on to infinity, like that's basically the theme of the guild. Yeah, so that's maybe not the most flavorful, but at least Orso or Silver Quill. It's really nice with the counters, Inklings. I really like the art of the Inklings, and like Sword of Gold, the commander deck is super interesting. I really like it. It's still Voltron though, so it's, yeah, I'd kind of like to build around. If I would build around that deck, I would build it around going sort of wide, because Voltron is kind of hard to play around and against. Boros for sure is super interesting. I really like that one. Really something new that Boros really hasn't done before. And then is turning artifacts from graveyard to battlefield. It's not equipments necessarily. You can go equipments. I think I will have some equipment in my Boros deck, but it's not necessarily equipment. And then we have the Simic one, Quandrix. It's Simic tokens. It's not super new or super interesting, but it's nice. I like it. It's fine. And here we have a prime example of foils, or modern foils from standard sets, and you know, they're not really playable. I have experimented some with humidor, like the cigar storage. I saw a video on YouTube about some guy using a humidor to increase moisture to about 70%, and that would flatten out foils a lot, or at least making them playable. And the result so far has been fantastic. Yeah, really make the foils flat. so you don't have to have a Pringles deck, because cards like this, you know, you can't really play them. And Commander Legends is just, yeah, what are you going to do with those kind of cards? Like, you can't play those foils, it's impossible. Like, you have a Pringles deck, you need to have a full Commander Legends foil deck, so otherwise they will be actually marked and even hard to sleeve. That's how bad they are. And here we have the dragon that I was looking for. I was hoping for a full art or less, but yeah, this for sure is decided. At this point I've decided it's going to be the Orso one, or sorry, the Boros one. And I really like it, so I was super happy to actually get basically the cards I wanted. I get the Chaos Warp, I get some of the nice uncommons, I get some all the flip cards, I get Lightning Bolt, I get a lot of cards that I wanted for the deck, so at this point I'm locked in, it's going to be Lorehold. And the dragon doesn't really fit the theme. Like, I'm going to do like Through Possibilities, and I'm going to do like Path to Exile Decision, so I will have some instants and stuff that he will hit, but for sure he's not the key piece to the deck. Is more like I feel like you kind of need to have the dragon representative of the school, otherwise it's too much of a flavor fail for me. And here we have the monster pack, like the 2 cards I really wanted, or at least Time Warp foil is going into my theme deck, but my god, that's a beefy pack. Kinda sad that they made it like that there's a monster pack and not really evenly distributed over the entire box, but yeah, that kind of takes the price, you know. After that I'm super happy with the entire box. That's all I wanted in one pack. It's about 50 euros, like that's almost, how much is that? It's basically 30 plus, yeah, it's 45. It's more than half the box in just one pack. It feels good, man. And here's another card I wanted for the Osgir deck as a Lightning Bolt. It's still, I think it's still super strong. Early removal, can really disrupt some plays and stuff. So yeah, I think it's an instant speed interaction that also functions as somewhat of a GenKaan. Like, it's rare that people are like at 1, 2 or 3 health, but yeah, it can make a huge difference. I think it's a great card, and based on the turnout formats like vintage and whatever. No, maybe, yeah, even vintage I think. Burn, I think it's played in modern. It's just a fantastic card. I really like it. And the art on that one, and even getting the Mystical Archive art card, it feels great, man. Really like that one as well. Going straight into the deck. The only really horrible part on this box was actually the list cards. I don't think I even got one rare out of a whole box of set boosters. It's just garbage upon garbage upon garbage, man. But again, I don't complain. The box is fantastic, so I get everything I wanted. But the list, though, come on. Can we just do the list to be really powerful, interesting cards that works with the set? Can we do that? Can we stop putting in like Urza's Destiny commons and unplayable tree folks? Can we do that? Would you please, wizards? I think this is the last pull I get that I really wanted, and that's the Wanderer Archaic. I've played against that card a few times, and it is a beast. It's even a political piece. Like, so there's 2 threats and someone do Path of Exile, I can just, you know, gather around saying like, yeah, sure, I'll get one as well and remove the other threat. Disenchant and Cultivate and stuff, like, yeah. It's just a fantastic card, man. It's a great designed card. Generally, it's just fantastic. It's a super fair card. I don't really like the tag stuff like Rustic Study and stuff, but that one I really do like. And it's creeping up in price as well, so that's nice, a nice hit. Yeah, so generally I'm super happy with the box. It paid off, I got everything I wanted, basically. I can now build my Osgir Reconstructor deck. Yeah, overall fantastic. Super happy with it. Looking forward to the D&D set. But again, I think it's a bit too intensive with sets right now. Sets coming out every other day, basically. Spoiler season never ends. It's just spoiler season into spoiler season into spoiler season. Getting 2 Prismaric commands is nice as well. High value cards. Archmage as well, 2 of those. Really adds up. Lore Mage I think will creep up in price as well. Vanish Converse, super nice card. Interaction I'm looking for. I've been looking for to put into my Oloro Esper sort of control Sphinx deck. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I wanted. The foils left. No, the foil rare was nice. Solved the equation as well. A super good card, creeping up in price. But the only thing really, the list was was basically a super big disappointment. But you know, it is like that sometimes. Yeah. Fracture as well, super nice card. Generally a fantastic box, super happy with it. Mythical Archive cards, sure. I didn't get the Teferi's Protection, but as a mythic, I got the other 2 I really wanted, so that's super nice. I got like Brainstorm is a nice card, Dark Ritual of course. I got the Negate, even though I have a few of those. Chaos Warp, Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I got basically what I needed. The only one I think I need to pick up is maybe Revitalize. I'm not sure I'm gonna run that one, but again, like getting the ones I did is more than I asked for. Mystic's Mastery is a card I'm not really super hyped about. It's kind of takes an eternity to resolve. But yeah, Grape Shot maybe. If I'm adding infinites into my Osgir deck, maybe I'm doing something with Grape Shot, but no. Increased Vengeance as well, it's a nice card. Maybe putting that into the deck. Yeah, I will see how the deck turns out, but yeah, I'm super happy with the Mythical Archives as well.